Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation. My name is Myron Schutte, I'm a French teacher in Culemborg in the Netherlands. We also have Laura joining us through Teams, but there are some difficulties, so I hope she will join us later on. So I will just start the presentation and maybe she can introduce herself later on, and I'll tell you about the things that we did for the online exchange with our schools. So I did it with my school in Culemborg, and she did it with a school in England. So this is me on here, and this is the school in Culemborg where I teach together with Maite and Luc. And this is Laura. I'm a French secondary school teacher, so I don't teach English, but I teach French. So sometimes I mix up both languages in my head. So that's why I have to think a bit slower sometimes. Please let me know if anything is not clear, and I'll explain it to you. I worked together on this project with Laura, which was really nice to meet someone from another country and to work together on this project. And we chose 2 classes in our own school, and she chose a class in her school to combine those 2 for the online exchange. This is a picture of my school in Culemborg and a picture of the hallway in England, just to give you a bit of context. I don't know if Laura's already there. I don't think so, but she wanted to tell you something about the background, why she decided to participate in the eLife project, but I'll leave that for her later on. I would like to tell you about why I did the eLife project, and I would like to thank Maite, who is also here right now. She introduced me to the eLife project. She also has a lot of experience with this project. She also does this for her Spanish courses. Which helped me a lot to begin the eLife project. And she told me you can do the subscription online. And in this, and like that, I got into contact with Chiara, who's also here. Chiara was our eLife coach, is still our eLife coach, and a lecturer at the University of Clermont. And I also got to meet Catherine Brady, who is a researcher and lecturer at Manchester University. I got an email from Chiara stating, do you want to participate in the eLife project? We don't have a French school for you, but we have a school in England who also, with students who are also learning French. So we used French as a lingua franca, which was really interesting. And that was why we decided to work together. So Laura was there in England and I did this in Culemborg. I'm just checking in between if Laura's there, but she's not there, so I'll just continue the presentation. At first, we talked about the project together. We talked on Teams. We tried to find time in our schedules to work together on the project. It was a bit difficult with the time difference and the different classes, the different schedules, to find a time that we could use to be there at the same time, so synchronously. We only had 10 minutes in the week to be there at the same time on Teams, so that's why we decided to do it asynchronously. And we chose to do it with the final year students in England and the 5 VWO, 5th VWO in the Netherlands, which is the pre-exam year in the Netherlands. So the first thing we did was to compare the levels of our students, to compare the different age groups, and to compare the educational systems in the Netherlands and in England to see if we had any, if there were similarities or differences. In our different groups, we made smaller groups. So I chose groups of 4 students, and Laura did the same thing, and they stayed together during the whole project. We also needed parental consent for the project because we wanted to make videos using on Flipgrid. So we had to have a form. We had to fill out a form, but also Maite helped us with that. She already created a form on Magister, which is a student tracking system in the Netherlands. And that was really helpful because we could combine Spanish and French together. So parents could give their consent for Spanish and also for French at the same time. So if you have any colleagues working at the same project, it's really nice to work on that together. Throughout the project, we had meetings with Chiara, with Catherine, and with Laura to discuss the different deadlines and to compare the timelines if everything was going well, which was really helpful to do that together. I would like to explain to you the things that we did. So we had 2 big tasks. The first one was getting to know each other through a video. My students already knew a bit of French. They're in their pre-exam year, so they already know how to present themselves. They already know French on that level. So we decided to start with an introductional exercise. So this was not really new for them, the sentences you're seeing on the screen, but we still had to repeat them a bit to make them less scared to make a video for another group in another country. They wrote together these sentences in class, and then they would make a video about it to introduce themselves to the other group. And we used Flipgrid, which was also mentioned in the other presentation. Flipgrid is a really nice tool. Unfortunately, it's not available anymore on their own platform, but you can use it in Teams. So if you use Microsoft Teams, you can still use it. The first thing we did was to make the videos, and then we posted it on Flipgrid, and we would watch the videos from the other group to getting to know each other and to introduce themselves to the other group. And my group would reply to them by posting questions underneath the videos, and they could also post emojis and everything, which was really nice to do together as a first exercise. Checking if Laura is there in the chat, I think. Okay, I'll continue. This is the first task in detail. This is an overview of the task that we did, which was really helpful. Chiara helped us a lot with that. For me personally, it was a lot of work in my already busy schedule, and Laura had the same, I think, also for the students. But this was really helpful to have an exercise or an overview like this. So I'm really thankful for Chiara and Catherine because they already made this for us, and we can use this again next year. So that's really helpful. You can actually see the description of the things that we did in this overview. So if you also want to use this at your own school, I think this is available on the website, Chiara, I'm not sure. Yeah, so you can just use this for your own project, maybe. The second task was the green school. I don't know if that's the same in English, but sustainability was the subject that we used. And the thing that we did was to go into the school and make pictures of things that, how do you say it? Promouvoir. To promote sustainability in the school. So the students took pictures of those sustainability projects in school, and we would compare both schools. Is the school green or not? Is the school sustainable or not? How is that in England? How is that in the Netherlands? Which was a nice intercultural communication aspect that we did. They also made a video. I would like to show you the video later on. And they would describe the pictures in the video. So it was a good exercise or a good task for their development in language, but also in their cultural comparison. These are the pictures the children took in the school. So, for example, the bins that we used to trier les déchets, and the bus. My students were really amazed by the bus in England. They all go by bus to school, whereas in the Netherlands, they all use their bikes. So they're really enthusiastic about that. And we also had a new ventilation system. They were really enthusiastic about that one. We have a green light if the air is good, and a red light if the air is less good. So we have to open a window. So they were excited to show this one to the group in England. I would like to show you a video. I don't know if this works. Let me check.
Bonjour, ici à la Kalinga, on est très durable. Et je vais le montrer. C'est une poubelle pour les piles afin qu'elles ne fissent pas dans la nature.
Avant, on pouvait rouler pour la sortie scolaire, mais plus pour l'enregistrement.
that was an example of the second task that we did. And this is, that was the post task. So the students had to write, they had to compare the different levels of sustainability at the school, like this, sorry. And in the end, they had to write a letter to the head teacher. In the end, we only wrote the letter to the head teacher in England, but maybe we can do that some other time, writing to the head teacher in the Netherlands. And I think this was a really nice task for them, because they actually had to write a letter to an existing person. So that's really different than the exercises in our book. They could actually write a letter to someone in England who understands French language, etc. So that was really nice. And that was the final task of the second task that we did. I think I forgot a task in between, but maybe it's not in the PowerPoint. But we did a small task during Christmas. It was the 10 minutes that we had in the busy schedules where we could meet live on Teams. That was really nice because we could put my class on the big screen and the class of Laura as well. And they could ask questions to the other group, which was really nice. At first they were a bit shy and a bit quiet, but then someone saw a soccer shirt or something and he was like, "Oh, do you like football?" And I don't know what happened, but they were all very enthusiastic about football and they laughed together, which was really nice and was a good thing to do synchronously during Christmas time. So that was a little task in between that we did. The things we changed, I think it was a really important thing to add to my normal classes. It was really nice to have something extra in the normal classes that we had, like the traditional classes. But what was difficult was maybe the different schedules that we have. So maybe we could do, for another time, we could prepare better to make the time schedules a bit better, if it makes sense what I'm saying. We can plan ahead. That's the conclusion I would like to make. And we already have some experience with the project. The overview I just showed, we can use that again, which is really nice. And I talked with Laura last week and we were telling each other we would really like to do that again for the third year maybe. They're also choosing French or German, so maybe we can use this to motivate them for the French courses. The students were very enthusiastic. I heard about Laura's group who was telling me we even added them on Instagram, which is really nice because it was such a small time frame that we did this. So that was really good, I think. And it was a meaningful experience for their language development and cultural-wise, I think, to compare both countries, both cultures, actually. And this is what I already stated is different than the normal or the traditional classes. So it was really something extra. Something extra. So that's really nice. What really helped me was the help of Chiara as an eLife coach and Catherine and Laura. So I would really want to thank them as well for their help. And I would definitely do this again sometimes with Laura in the coming year. If you have any questions, you can, poser maintenant. You can do it now, or maybe through email if you have any questions later on. Thank you. Are there any questions? Yeah.
I do have a question. I'm also a secondary education teacher. I participate in exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
How did you manage? How did you, when you did the recording with the rest of the group? Because normally that sometimes is challenging while you're doing an activity. The rest of the group are staying in the class. Did you have help with someone, like watching over them? How did you manage doing that?
How do you mean the different groups?
The video that you showed us.
Yeah.
You were the one recording.
Oh no. No, I told my students you can go outside with your phone. Now we don't use our phones anymore, but they could still do that at the time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, these students were really nice doing that. So they were all over the place in the school. Yeah.
And the school was totally fine with the kids moving around with the phones.
I think so. I didn't have any complaints, but maybe they will complain. No, it's fine, I think. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, maybe if I would have another class with difficult, maybe that would be different. But they liked the exercise. I think that helped as well. Thank you.
So you picked the school in England?
Yeah. Well, I didn't really pick it, but
Well,
yeah.
And then they know English, our students know English very well.
Mhm.
How did you manage to stay focused on French language? Because if they interact with each other, it might for them be very easy to switch to English because it's helping them to understand each other in a language they're more they know.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to repeat the question for the online audience. Your question was about why do they stick to French, right?
How did you manage to stick them to French? Because English is a more natural language for the students in England as well as the students in the Netherlands.
Yeah. I think it helped that we did it also asynchronously, so not at the same time. So they made the video in French, and the only time that they saw each other live was the 10 minutes. So that was doable, I think. And also the level of French, maybe that helped, like presenting themselves, they would feel at ease using those kind of sentences, which would help to speak in French. So they both would have the same level. I think maybe if they're at ease, they would speak more easily in French, I think.
And maybe also the pre-task activities that you did?
Like the intro, yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Any more questions? No online questions and no questions here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.